Hey everyone, welcome back to another 31-minute podcast. Jordan.
Morning.
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 Jaxson.
Good morning.
Bit rusty today again. We've been a while since we've been on a podcast.
Yeah.
Has it?
Jackson's sort of let the team down a bit.
Yeah, sorry, I got compartment syndrome and infection. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I feel phenomenal today.
Really?
Today and yesterday, I was just in the house, I just feel happy. I'm in a really good mood at the moment. So
Is that the endones or?
yeah, endones, Oxycontin,
Yeah.
heroin.
Yeah. Let's get straight into it.
I'm ready.
As we do. Yeah. I've had a few people message me over time saying, I love how you guys just get straight into it. Have you listened to other podcasts? I don't listen to too many. I've listened to some.
I don't listen to anything.
No, nothing at all. You just drive around with nothing on.
I drive around on the phone.
You don't listen to anything at all.
I promise you I'm on the phone the whole
No
time.
music ever. You've never listened to a song in your life.
No, I listen to a song.
You're such an extreme.
He plays Biggie. Remember we did that video?
Yeah.
It's like Biggie, Biggie,
You're such an
Biggie.
extreme
can't
exaggerator.
I don't. Monday to Saturday. I don't
Jordan,
listen to
that's
anything.
rubbish.
It's true.
It's not. You
True.
must listen to something. What do you listen to?
I don't. On the weekends, I'll listen to my open home music.
We'll see.
Let's jump
I
straight
want to
into
talk
it.
about business and I want to talk about personal, but it's about designing your future self.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon people spend more time planning a holiday than they do their actual destination in life.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and one of the things that made me think about it, Tara wants to go to Fiji next year, and it's interesting how you book the tickets now, right? So you book the flights now.
You're taking the whole family?
Yeah, I'm taking the kids that we get on with. So there's Jaxson, Flora, Bay, Summer,
Are you all in first class?
business.
Tara
business.
They don't have first class too.
Tara wanted me to go economy, but I think Dad was like, come on.
No, I said no.
I
I
wouldn't
know
mind
it's a
that.
good lesson. You probably should, but
Doesn't bother me. Either or. It's like Fiji,
Nah.
so I can't really complain.
No, I think.
you just can't turn right on the plane.
What do you mean?
Only turn left.
Only turn left. That's the only thing I just won't.
Oh, like
compromise
when you
on.
walk into the seat. I thought you meant steering the plane.
Yeah, so
I think it's a good lesson for
business
them to sit in business class because it would teach them that that's something to strive for.
yeah.
It's really true though, because I remember after the whole thing happened in Bali, Dad, when I that was the first time I flew business, flying back there, and I was like, whoa. And I remember saying, I never want to fly
Go to
economy
economy.
again.
Yeah.
It makes me want to strive to get there.
You know, Donald Trump puts his in economy when they were younger. I don't know. Everyone has a different view, but I just, it's the only thing. Like traveling on an airplane. Really, it's a bus. Like, let's be real about it. It's a bus that has a trolley that goes up and down and gives you a sandwich. Like it's, and I used to be a kid on the bus. I was only thinking yesterday, actually driving behind one. You know, the old buses used to have these things at the back where you used to turn the numbers, these things. So we thought it was really cool to get on the bus and change the number. Like no one would know which bus it was anymore. And so the numbers.
Yeah.
Now they have all the computer thing. But I always used to stare at the bus driver's seat, how it's goes up and down.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks really comfortable. And I used to be like, wow, it'd be so good to drive in that. It's amazing. Like in the normal bus seats. I don't know what it is, but I think traveling on an airplane, the economy side of things is just it just wrecks the holiday.
It does.
Yeah. Shelley used to say, no, I want to fly economy so you can have more money for the next trip. I'm like, why don't you make this trip really good? Whereas now I'm just like, I won't compromise on it. I'd just rather not go.
That's actually a really funny story. I was talking to somebody that we both know. I won't say who they are, but the husband, they're
Nan and Pop?
Yeah, Nan and Pop. They're traveling overseas, and I called Pop up and was just, "Oh, you excited to go to Italy?" He's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Oh, well, because your grandmother's making me fly. They're doing 3 days of traveling in between different places in economy, so it was going to cost like $18,000 instead of flying direct, which would have been 30. So now he's just not even enjoying the trip at all because he's spending 6 days total traveling and layovering in different countries.
Yeah. Just something about that's right. Just something about the travel that it's just that's my thing. That's why I want a jet one day. I just want a jet one day. I'll get one day. And it's just so I can just pop on. Not that I go really anywhere, but I will. Let's take summer around or whatever. And it's and then just pop off. Done. Nice and easy. So designing your future self. Can we talk about business first? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what that looks like. So planning a holiday, that's what I was saying with Tara. She'll picking the rooms, picking the beds, picking this, that, all organised, and we're 10 months away. or 9 months away, whatever it is, July next year. And I'm like, wow. But isn't it funny that people will get up, rush to work, like literally have a shower, grab a bit of toast and a coffee, rush to work like some maniac, get there, go through the day, get to the end of the day and go, oh, thank goodness that's over. Get home, be cranky as all hell, and then have a huge dinner, go to bed and feel like, or even have some beers or whatever, and get up the next day and expect to perform. But on top of that, not just performing the next day, what are you designing over the next 2 years, 5 years? Like what are you designing business-wise, future self, business and personal? What were you going to say?
I was going to say, do you think it's because we plan things all the time? Like we had training with John McGrath yesterday and you come out and said, what 3 things are we implementing? We're always doing that. But do you think that people do that for holidays because it excites them? And if they're in a career that doesn't excite them, they don't bother doing it because it's not exciting?
Yes and no. You're right. Yes and no. But at the end of the day, it's a choice. So you're choosing to go on a holiday that you're designing. You're like, where will I go? Jaxson just said then, he's Nana Papa going to Italy and this and 3 stops, whatever. Like from right now, you go, where do we want to go? What does it look like? How are we going to spend Tuesday, the 15th of July? And then what are we going to do on the 16th? And yet it's all this excitement, but all this ability to design the week away, the 10 days away. Do you know?
Yeah.
But what's different about that than your business life or your personal life or your health life? What's different?
Nothing. You value it higher.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So, yeah, you value it higher. But I think people don't think they have the same artistic control over their life. But they do. Like they do. So what are you going to, like, what does it look like? So let's go fast forward 2 years. That's why I'm very hard on you. Like I'm super hard on you. I yell at you more than I compliment you, I think. No, but it's like, but I can see, I'm like, Jordan, where are you going, mate? What do you want? Because you say, I want to be the best, right? So everything matches to what you set yourself. If you say, look, I want to be a drunk, knock yourself out, have 10 beers a day, you'll get there. 100%. My dad died at 47, alcoholism. Wrecked himself, 47. That's young. I'm 51. 47, dropped dead. The ambulance guy came around one day. I told you on another podcast, I think. Ambulance guy he had a fit on the ground at home one night. The ambulance guy come around and said, you need to stop drinking, you're going to die. He didn't. He's designing his future.
He drank the next day after that.
Next day. He went in, taken to hospital. He checked himself out and got home, had more beers the next day. That's what he did. Like, there's so much that I could tell you, like so much. I think about my dad's life all the time. He designed it. You know, so like getting up every day, where do you want to be?
How does that happen though?
How does it happen?
Yeah, like
they like the impulse satisfaction.
But do you think if somebody that was like that, like obviously his career was just like it was just a job, like it was just I want to get paid, I want to go and buy cases of beer. But do you think that if he followed a passion, like if he said, I want to be, what did he do?
Electrician.
If he was an electrician, what if he said, I want to be a builder, went and become a builder? Do you think that could have changed some of his habits?
Maybe not. But he didn't choose that.
He doesn't want. Do you think people like that don't want it enough?
No, they want the beer enough.
Yeah.
Like you'll only ever choose what you want to do. Like always. He wanted to be drunk. He liked it. You know, what that reason was, I have no idea. You know, he had all different weird things, but it was like, that's what he wanted to, he liked the feeling of that. You only pursue pain or move away from pain or pursue pleasure. That's all we do. So when something's really painful, we move away from it, and something's pleasurable, we move to it. So like in 5 years' time, like you could literally decide, you know, number one we talk about number one.
Yeah.
Like I chose to be it. It didn't just happen. Like I chose to be it. I'm like, okay, I want to be number one in Rain and Horn all the way back then. It took me 3 years. There was 3,000 salespeople in Rain and Horn, big company. And I'm like, I want to be number one. So what did I need to do? Well, I needed to understand, how did the other guy get to number one first? What happened there? And then I'm like, okay, I went and saw them, talk to them. Went to another number one person, another things. I'm like, okay, I sort of get what they do now. Talk to this many people, do this, do that, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I've got to program my mind. So I got the videotape of the top 10 in McGrath. I didn't even know what McGrath was then, really, sort of half. And then I just watched it every morning. Every morning I watched it.
Watched what?
There was a videotape of the top 10 McGrath people.
Doing what? Or just talking? Oh,
yeah, like, hi, I'm Jaxson.
Oh, yeah.
I do this every day. It just sort of says what they do and shows their day a little bit. And I used to get up at 4:30 and watch it every day, programming my mind. So I picked my target. Now I'm like, how do I actually get there? What do I need to do? And a lot of people will like to do it, but do you really want it that much that you're willing to change all of your habits in your life to go in this direction to achieve that? Yeah? So do you think I'd like door knocking? I don't even like going to a restaurant in case someone talks to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I saw a guy at Star Partners. I've told you all of this, but a guy at Star Partners, Tony Starr, I think his name was, and he used to put 30 cards in his pocket every day and go out and knock on 30 or as many doors as it takes to give the cards to the people, 30, and then he wouldn't come back until that's done. Another number one Star Partners office took all their desks out and just had 2 hot desks, and that's it. And the salespeople weren't allowed in the office. You can only come back to process paperwork and go again. Because that guy, not Tony, there's another guy that owned it, it was like Liverpool or something. His philosophy was, if you're in the office, you're not making money. So he got them all out of there. Think about it. How many hours did people sit there doing emails and stuff?
Yeah.
Waste of time. I don't have a computer at all. So I'm like, I put all these things together. So what's the steps to get there? So first you've got to say, what do I want to do? Tara wants to go to Fiji. She wants 10 days there. She wants to take the kids, wants it all organised. So what's the difference between that or getting to number one?
It's the same.
It's exactly the same.
Just different goal.
Yeah. And let's say someone wants to change career. Well, how does that happen? You know, like, how does that happen? People go, I'm stuck in my job. No, you're not. Who's poking you with a big hot iron saying, get up and go and work in this job? No one. Like, you've chosen to be there. If you want to merge a different way, pick the target. What's the steps? Like, how much free time do you have? Like, if you've got 2 hours of free time, we'll start working on that to go in that direction over time. What does that look like? You know, but people will choose to do these other things, which takes their time. Like, they'll absorb their time in hanging out at the football for 3 hours. That's 3 hours you could have worked on your other passion if you hate your job that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So, but if you're somebody like me, let's say you're me right now, like...
Oh, I'd hate to be you.
But you were planning forward, because I say that I want to be the best, but my goals are very different to yours. They're blended. Like, they're a mix of real estate, family, all different goals. You only had one, I'm going to be the best. Like, how does somebody like me plan forward then? Because I feel like I'm doing everything that I'm...
No, you're not. I've told you 1,000 times. We had the conversation yesterday.
I like bringing it up, though, because I feel like people would listen to me and be in a similar position.
Yeah, but you don't have to sacrifice anything. I just chose to go 20 hours at work every day. That's just what I chose to do. But looking back, you can do it with 12.
Yeah.
You can do it with 12. But what are those critical things that you need to do every day? You're not consistent enough. That, plain and simple. To build a number one position in real estate, you're not consistent enough with prospecting. That's all. I just got an email today in the 31-minute platform. A lady has changed from accounting. She's opened a real retail shop. And she's saying, what do I need to do? I look at it, easy fix. Go and knock on 20 doors a day. People don't do that. Like, that's one of the things. Okay, there's a lot of things, but it's all about momentum. So you can enjoy the flow. If you don't actually pay that price of prospecting in any business, you don't really get the flow. Sure, you can do social and all these sorts of things, but we said it before on many podcasts. If you just did 10 a day, that's the only missing factor with you. You list properties really well. I work with you every day. You're on it, you're driven, you're hungry, blah, blah, but you refuse to make an hour a day. I don't know why it is. You just refuse to make an hour a day of prospecting. 1 hour a day. You go, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. No, you're not at all. John McGrath's way busy, and he just came up for 3 hours yesterday. Runs a public company. So he came up for 3 hours and spent it and influenced your life yesterday.
Yeah.
Did he have to do that?
No.
Not at all.
He wanted to.
Yeah. I have the saying, 1 hour of prospecting will change your career, 2 hours of prospecting will change your life every day. So is that not worth, if you want to be the best at it, you want brand, so we've got to work on your brand. So that's exposure. You want consistent business. How do you get consistent business?
You have a pool of people that you're consistently talking to that are coming through a funnel.
You've got to be consistent.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. There is no other way in real estate. Any of the greats have just been great prospectors. I've said this a million times. You're probably sick of hearing it. You're probably like half glazing over, like falling asleep right now. But you don't have to compromise your family. You should learn from the lessons that I did wrong. Your family time, but I think sometimes you use that as an excuse.
In general or me specifically?
No, you use it as an excuse. Yeah, because you've got no idea about networking. You don't. You got no idea. You think you do, but you don't, because you think a lunch is networking. A lunch is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you love
lunches.
it. You love it. You get energy from it because you're having a lunch with someone, whereas I see it completely different. Like
You say no.
Yeah, I say no. I say, no, it's fine. We can talk on the phone. What do you need today? I don't run around with lunches from people.
Yeah.
But you love it for some reason. But you refuse to take it out of your diary half the time. Yeah, you like events.
Yeah.
That's a bit of networking.
Yeah.
But we have this core area, which is literally the answer for your business. But you go for an hour lunch with someone, but you refuse to do an hour a day in this core area.
I don't know if that's exactly right.
It's pretty right.
No, what you say to me is make more cold calls, but I feel like I have enough warm relationships that I can get enough from that.
No, you don't. Nowhere near. But cold goes to warm.
Yeah.
Warm goes to hot. You can't just have all these warm relationships everywhere. I know way more people than you.
Yeah, I agree
way
with
more.
that.
Thousands more. But I don't rely on warm relationships at all. I'm still ringing people.
Yeah, that's
doing
true.
my thing. But for some reason, you think you have all these warm relationships that you don't need to do cold calls. John McGrath said yesterday about his contacts in his phone.
Yeah, you could call them all 5%.
Yeah.
Should sell this year.
Have you done that?
No.
No. Well, that's what I mean. That's the only missing link for you. So if you want to be number one with the good family, with the business side of it and the investment side of it and the health side, we talked about health yesterday. What's going on there in your life?
This is all just turned around back on me.
No, I like it because you're a good case study. You're a great case study.
I said I'm still training, but I hate it. I said I'm dragging myself there.
Yeah.
But I'm not missing a beat.
Yeah.
But I'm like driving there going.
Let me ask you this. Why would you do that and you don't prospect? Come on. Cold call. Let's go cold call.
Yeah, but if
you're
I'm
going to get all defensive in a minute and start throwing haymakers.
No, I'm not throwing haymakers. But
It's a great question. I like that. That was really good.
I actually believe that and you might disagree, but I actually believe that I'm always on the phone to all day, every day. But what you say to me is make 10 calls to people that you don't know.
So is the person answering calls at Bupa, but are they building the business or are they managing the business?
Yeah, but what I say to you, I actually agree with what you say. I completely agree. You are right for sure. But I feel that it's hard enough for me to get all the warm calls out of the way, other than add another like 10 to 15. Because let's say this is just me speaking openly.
I'm glad. This is what we want. This is what we want. I'm not picking on you. I just I just work with you every day, so I
think
know
it's good
you
for people
out.
to listen to.
Yeah.
But you said in the beginning, you worked 10 suburbs, thousands of homes, got you nowhere. So what I'm saying is, I feel like I'm talking to a marketplace of people. They might not be directly within Wombrel. It might be a mix of that and this and that and the other. But they are a marketplace of a couple of thousand people that are constantly being spoken to by me, which I feel sometimes like to work that amount of people is hard enough other than adding more cold people.
Let me shine some real light on this.
Yeah.
You're not working with a couple of thousand people.
I think I am.
No, you're not. Nowhere near. No, absolutely not.
What do you think?
You're not effectively. No, absolutely
How
not.
many do you think?
200? Like you are not working 2,000 people. You'd be lucky to be working 200, well, not even 200. Effectively, consistently, and saturate. Nowhere near. 50. Like, honestly, because you're not getting the full effect. The whole point of having a farm area and something that you're known for is to create saturation.
Yeah.
Do you not think I spoke to anybody else outside of Wombrel?
No, I think you spoke to everybody all day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot. But Wombrel was the part that stayed consistent. That's the part that became the passive income almost. That's where my brand come from. So you go on about, I want to be this brand, I want to be famous, I want to be this, I want to get out my Ferrari in front of the cafe. Couldn't think of anything worse, but it's like, that's what you want to do. And I'm fully in support of it. But if you look at my brand built because of that area, and for some reason, you like want to go create the wheel over here. I've never seen actually one person, James Tostovan, he's never worked a core area. He's known in an area, but he's worked a database.
Yeah.
You don't have a database strategy. You just ring out of your phone. And that's like, there's no planning around that. Like, that's like getting on a plane hoping I just arrive at a great holiday destination.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So wouldn't it make sense to, like, maybe this is a great topic because you're busy. How many people are busy? How many people do you speak to? Oh, how are you doing? Oh, so busy.
Everybody.
So busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can be busy and managing, or you can be busy and moving your business forward.
So how often should you assess where you're up to and replan? Because I said to you yesterday, I feel like I'm in the part of my career where it's unenjoyable, but it's crucial because it's like every part of it is like ripping you to pieces. But it's like the when you're working with buyers, great fun. When you're building like a network of people and you're learning to list and all that sort of stuff, great fun. But then you get to this point where it's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
that's like the like it's like it's necessary because then you go past that and you get support underneath and then they take a bit of that load. I'm in that bit there.
You are.
Where it's like all everywhere, all day everywhere, all day every day, just everywhere.
Because you're so stubborn, I could rejig your business in 6 months and I reckon you'd enjoy it a lot more. But for some reason, you're a bit of a victim. Like
in what way?
You cry all the time about how busy you are. Like even yesterday we were talking about a team thing, and then you get on and go, "I'm just so busy, I've got no time." Like I understand, but it's reality.
Yeah.
But if you sat with John McGrath and said, "What do I need to do?" and he gave you some advice, he's looking from a 40-year lens backwards. I've got a 30-year lens. I'm not as experienced as him, but I've got a 30-year lens, and I'm looking at it going, George, we could easily rejig this. You'll enjoy it so much more. Your brand will grow. Your results will grow. You sell homes faster. You'll be known for it. But you're sort of 50% in and out on that part.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm doing it over here. No, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll get a better suit. I'll list more houses because my suit's better. I could do it with my undies because the system works.
Yeah.
Like there's a fully proved system here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we want to get to here, and I'd like to know, what are you shooting for? You tell us. Like, I'd like to know. Tell the people listening to this, what are those key things you're shooting for in business, personal, and health?
Well, really, it's only business. Like
only business.
Well,
hang on. You just said a second ago, you're not me, and it's just family, mate. Family. It's an excuse. But I told you.
No, but my family
and health. No, that's what you said.
Yeah. But my family routine has always been the same. I never change it. It's Thursday with Cookie and Sunday with my family.
No, stop. What are you shooting for?
Yeah.
In all areas of your life, I'm interested.
Yeah. Buy a property a year.
One a year.
Yeah. Buy one property a year, just consistently, or one every 2 years, depending.
That's better.
Yeah, one every 2 years.
Yeah.
That's quite easy because that all comes from.
Let's go to that. No, it's not quite easy at all. That's silly. It's not quite easy. Who would you talk to if you're going to buy a house a year? Or you're already in a bit of a financial mess. So who would you talk to? Let's talk about it, because you need key people in your life, right? You got great people around you everywhere. Going, Jordan, go here, go here, go here, and you're like, some days you're like, yeah, and other days you're like, yep. It's exhausting to work with you sometimes, but it's like fun to watch. Who would you talk to about buying a property that's a good goal, a property every second year?
Well, at the moment, I'm trying to clean the business up in the back end.
Okay.
Before I buy before I do anything, that's going to come first.
Okay, great. But who are we going to deal with there? I'm not the person to help you with that.
I don't know
Okay.
at this point in time.
All right. Well,
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, but I'd have to. I think
Would Steve be a reasonable person with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd have that person guiding you there. And what about business?
Well, you and John
Yeah.
and Jamie and Trev. Yeah.
Okay. And then,
That's the main thing though, because it all flows up.
what's the goal in that though? With business?
In the
Tell me.
business, I want to annihilate all the competition. I want to
That's
win
not
all
a
the.
goal. That's just ego.
Yeah, but
that's ridiculous.
I want to beat them all.
But that's ridiculous. That's just so you feel good and they feel crap. But forget that. What's your goal that you're shooting for? Is it a number one? Is it to sell 100 houses a year? Like
I don't know clearly.
Well, let's get clear.
I just have.
We're going to Fiji in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, Tara's more organised than you, sitting in a hotel and around a pool.
I'd run now 2020.
Okay.
That's all I think about.
So what's that for you per month? What do you want to sell per month?
Well, my listings is what 10 and 5 sales.
Yeah. So we're working together.
Yeah.
Clicked in together. So you and I sell 10, list 10 and sell 10 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going to come? Is it from your amazing 2,000 network?
No, it goes the whole way back to prospecting.
Yep. Okay.
Prospecting for me, essentially. Well, it
So
does.
exhausting.
No.
So prospecting, yes.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So the Matt Steinway system needs to be running in the background.
Perfect.
Because that takes the weight off me. The girls need to be running that.
Yep.
Daily door knocks and calls, weekly letters,
Yes.
weekly DLs, monthly letters, quarterly something that we design, 6 monthly reports.
Yep.
So that's that system.
And what else? I didn't hear the other thing in there.
What do you mean?
There's one other thing in there that sort of
the suburb report,
underpins it out. No, underpins the action every day.
daily KPIs.
Yeah, but what are they?
I've got to make 10 connects.
10.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So we agree.
And I've got to do 2 market opinions and 2 buyer appointments.
Perfect.
Yeah.
10 connects minimum.
That's the track to run on.
2 market opinions and 2 buyer appointments every day.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's think about this. That's 4 hours, 5 hours,
Yeah.
6 hours. So that's 6 hours of work in that, what you just said. That's your target every day.
Yep.
So where in that is you can't see your family?
Well, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're saying that the way I did it is I make you go home sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the difference is I am more of a utility, and I will say yes to anything that anybody needs from me within the team to move the business forward.
Yeah. Yes and no, but the people with us now are getting pretty good, aren't they?
They are getting better.
They're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose that victim mindset, and we're going to say, Ash, do more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Agree? So now you've got like a bit of time back.
Yeah.
Remember I said yesterday, the people around us is the reason you're going to have more time. Mm-hmm. And I think you've helped them understand you very well.
But when you're saying some people need to plan, so we know that's the track that we run on.
Yeah.
I know my KPIs. We talk about them daily.
But why don't you do them?
But I feel I do.
No, cold calls. No, you don't do them.
I don't do as many cold calls as
No,
you
but-
would have done,
but,
for sure.
But why? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. You want to go to Fiji, but you're like, let's not put any petrol in the plane or just put a bit in there and hopefully we get there. Just hope.
Yeah.
Are you hoping that it works out?
No, because I probably prioritize other calls higher.
Okay, perfect. You can't.
Yeah.
If you want to get to where you want to get to, you can't. Because what you're shooting for is industry-leading results.
Yeah.
And without doubt, I know all of the great agents, all of them, and personally. And it's every single one of them sits there and do their KPIs every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think that's a thing that we could adjust with your business?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we're making some ground. Yeah.
But like, I'm not
Do
disagreeing.
you think
but
you put not enough value on the cold calls?
I don't at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I'm successful.
I know that. Yeah. And I don't know why that has, I don't know why. I tell you probably why it is. It's because my position has always been different within teams, that I've been more a selling agent for a long period of time, and great service and good sales have brought on a lot of listings and has built a good base of clients.
You're doing very well. Let's not, everyone listening to this, don't think
Yeah.
I'm criticizing you. I'm not. I'm trying to get you to move to the next part now.
Plus as
But
well,
you're doing very well.
I think there's so much that comes from having 2 phones and hundreds of calls a day, that I can create opportunity from what's coming in enough that I probably just park the cold calls and deal with the low-hanging fruit that I can see and convert quite quickly.
That's great. But there's two things that we need to be aware of there. That won't remain consistent.
Yeah, it isn't.
That won't remain consistent.
I'm always pitching for business and there's 3 to 4 agents out there. I normally get it, but it isn't a funnel of clients that are just coming on.
Because your brand won't build from that.
Yeah.
It'll build sort of, but your brand will build to... I know your desire with you want to build the best brand in real estate, but it's the cold calls that will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we agreeing that we need to make 10 a day?
Definitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Definitely. I love that conviction, Jordan. Gee, we should do a podcast on this every week. Just make sure you keep doing it.
For people listening though, I think they think that I'm never on the phone, but I am always on the phone. But I just aren't making. Like last week, I said I have to get that property sold. And I called that 200 inquiries and got it sold.
We sold like 10 or 11 last month. There's no issue with it. It's more like we want consistent business to get you to the brand that you want to be. You're going to be number one. I can see it.
Yeah.
You've said to me for as long as we've been with me, I want Wombrill. I only want Wombrill. It's the best area. I want it, and you got it, and you're like half like,
I lean on the Matt Steinway system.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Because that takes the heavy lifting away.
Yes. Sorry, can you?
That's it.
But can you see now there's actually the steps to get there is in the things that, like the planning of it, the 10 a day, the letter a fortnight, the quarterly thing.
So any business should know their daily
move forward
that
tasks.
moves the business forward closer to their goal.
Absolutely.
You want to what would that look like for an accountant or something?
Prospect.
Yeah.
Well, when did you get a call from an accountant saying, hey, Jordan, if you ever want a new accountant, I'm super keen for your business. My name's John. I'm just down the road. I moved up here from Sydney. I specialise in real estate agents looking to lower their tax.
Never.
No, I gave a conveyancer some advice. I don't know where it was. I think it was in the 31-minute platform. Gave her some advice and she did it and she got new clients from it just by prospecting. I said, you actually need to go and do this. And she wrote back, it's amazing. I just got the new clients. I was like, there you go.
Do you think real estate's the only business that really prospect hard?
And religion.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
So I've never had a call from anybody, to be honest,
No.
apart from a telemarketer, but I don't classify that as a mum and dad business or a small
And you don't
business.
get other people to do it for you. Sorry to jump in. I just didn't want to forget that. Don't get other people to do it for you. If I ring up and say, hi, it's Matt. I work with Jordan. I'm just ringing you straight. I will not have the same resonance with the person or instincts to hear where they're at and things like that. And I want them to hear my voice. I want them to hear. So when I ring on the 18th time, hey, it's Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, Jordan, how you going? That's how you build a household name.
Yeah.
By being there when they don't need you, but not hassling, just being there while they don't need you. One day they will need you.
So how does a business deal with the reactiveness? So yesterday afternoon, I had 3 appointments today. By this morning, I've now got 11. I said yes to everybody. And I'm now sitting here with anxiety going, everything has to run smoothly for me today. Otherwise, this is going to be the worst day in the world. And I've got to fit in prospecting and then everything else that falls in during the day. Like, do you just say no to those things? Give
them to other people. The ones you just can't do. You got to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Like a hard no is better than an easy yes.
Just I can't do it.
But I didn't do that. Understand, this is me today is different than when I was dying at your age.
Yeah.
Like juggling so hard, it's not funny. That's why I work from 4:30 in the morning till 11 at night. That's not the way to do it. And I don't want you doing that. I've said you so many times.
What's the better way for somebody that's running in that space?
You've got to book in the important things first. There is no health, one, which I didn't do, but I do now. Health, one, and then prospecting, and then all your appointments around it. You've got to decide what your day looks like working-wise. Some days you might want to stretch a little bit. Other days you might need to go home. I told you to take a day off the other day because you were just like, energy was no good. You said, what do I do? I said, take the day off. Just go do whatever you want to do. Recharge yourself. You need to. And that's not just laying in bed. It's like golf. I said, go play golf. Go do something you want to do. But you've got to be really aware of your energy. At your age, you need to stretch. You do have to stretch because if you don't stretch, your muscle doesn't grow. So you've got to get your work muscle really growing. And work till 7 or 8 o'clock some nights. But be aware of it. And other nights maybe say, look, I'm only going to work till 5 or 4:30 or something like that. But still get your critical things done in the day. So you've already identified what your minimum tasks every day is to move your business forward. 2 market opinions, 2 buyer appointments, 10 connects.
Yep.
That's fantastic. You just have to plan your day around that. Anything outside of that, give it to somebody else. Do it if you want. Get Ash to help. Get me to help. You've got so many people around.
And is that where you stop?
Yeah.
That's where the measuring stops. If you can run it to a perfect day, which looks something like that, the number one, you're not checking in 3 months and 6 and 12 and 24, and so you know how like you're saying plan forward. Is the day as far as you plan forward? Know what you need to get out of today, and then that's going to take care of the rest of the.
Great point.
Yeah.
I've always said, forget the ideal weeks, forget all that stuff. Understand what you got to do for the month. Like ours is 20 and 20 as a team. That's just in my mind. But what do we need to do that? So that's exactly what. If you sat in front of 2 people to secure business every day, you're going to list 5 or 6 a week. For sure. You've got the skill. You're upskilled yourself so much that you're a good lister. We said yesterday, we were talking about it yesterday. You said you're a 9 out of 10 lister. Amazing. And I know you are. You're great. And then you put in yourself, you work with a couple of buyers. Not all of them are qualified, ready to go, but you know, it takes 7 buyer appointments to sell one house. So if you did 10, 11 buyer appointments on the weekend, say 12 buyer appointments a week, you're going to sell at least 1 or 2 houses out of that, aren't you?
Yep.
And I sell 1 or 2. We're on track for our 20 and 20.
Can I ask you another question just quickly? Because this has all been about real estate, but what about for somebody that's not in real estate, like a Jacko?
Yeah.
Like
Same.
what would Jacko need to know? Because he would need to work back from a bigger goal.
He does. Well, a small, like he wants to earn 100 grand. Yeah.
So that would be his goal. That's what I want to earn, and then he would need to work out what he would need to do in a day too.
Yes. Because at the moment he earns 60 or something like that, whatever it is. And then so he wants to earn 100. So I've said to him, we need to build value in this area. He's getting a pay rise now. So it's going to be, he's well on his way there.
The way I've looked at it now is it's literally what I put on the other day, like make cool stuff and the money will follow. It's like you've been saying it to me for years. Like with these podcasts, like back when I first kind of started and wasn't really into it, I'd like drag myself and be like, just because I wouldn't listen, I'd just be like, it's just work. But over time, it's like, wow, I can make this out of that and that out of that. And then you can see right through me whenever I'm doing something, or if you can tell I'm not into it. Dad's straight away just like, he can tell. He's got eyes for it. And since this whole thing's happened with my knee, even prior to it, like I'm not just going to say it's because of the knee, but it's like I've enjoyed it more and I've been more creative and I've wanted to make things now. And then I haven't even had to say, Dad, hey, I want a pay rise. You deserve to pay me this much. He's gone, let's get your money to here. Yeah. So I felt I just feel like
value come first.
Like it's build it and they will come. Like you always say.
Steve says value yourself at 0. And you do. Like people got to realize I got paid a basic wage for 15 years in real estate with my own company. 15 years. 60 grand or whatever, 70 grand, I don't know what, it was around that. And that's all, no commission, no nothing. But I didn't think about it. As long as I could live, I didn't really care. And I was like, I wanted to build something. I want to build the area. I want to build all that. It's not until the last few years I started to make some seriously good money, you know. But that's what I chose to do. You know, I wanted to be great at it. And I was watching the David Beckham thing, or Tara had it on. And it's a great saying that someone had on TikTok, and it said, use someone else's belief in you until you believe in yourself. And it's so true. That's me and you. You know, like earlier on, you were going to leave. You're going to go down to Sydney and I don't know what you're going to do. You probably ended up partying in the gutter and drug addict. I don't know what you're going to end up being. But I said, George, come with me. You know, I believe in you deeply.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, George, this is the way. This is the way. You've just got to put in the hard work now and say that's the way. But his dad made him kick corners every day, I think it was. Hundreds and hundreds. Do you know the story about David Beckham?
I want to watch it, but I love David Beckham.
He did a kick, right? He fell over and kicked someone in the England grand final. I think it was a grand final, England World Cup. And the guy fell over and bunged on a thing. He got sent off. They lost the game. People were spitting at him in the street. The whole of the country hated him. Like literally hated him. And he used to go on the games for Manchester United. They're all booing him. Like, you should see it. Out of control. I had no idea that's what happened. I just thought he was some superstar. For years this went on. And then one day Man United was up in the grand final, and then David Beckham had to do a corner to kick it to and they had to get 1 to win, whatever it was. Sorry, 2. I think it's 2. So he kicked the corner. The guy got it in, but the kick was amazing. Kick was perfect, and the guy just went boom and got it in. And then David had to do another one in the same game, right at the end, like last 10 seconds or something. And all the pubs are watching it. The whole country's watching it. He did the corner, perfectly placed in. Turned his whole perception around. The country loved him. That's how he becomes so famous.
Is that where Bend It Like Beckham come from?
I don't know, but I didn't hear that part. I watched it, but I can't remember. But he said that moment in time, if his dad didn't make him do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds since he was a little kid of corner kicks, he would not have been that. It wouldn't have been that moment. And he said that price he paid for that. Well, think about the steps to get there. He said he hated the corner kicks. That's what Jaxson just said. I used to say to Jaxson, spend 3 hours a day behind the camera, you'll be the best camera guy on the planet. Since he was like 8 years old.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and so he did that. But you watch it, it's a very good story. It's fantastic.
It's like your whole life
that one
comes to that one moment.
That one moment. So what I'm saying to you, Jordan, is those 10 connects is like the corners, is like behind the camera for Jaxson. In that moment in time, somewhere down the track, you're going to get this bit of business that's going to launch you even further. Like I've sold the best homes in the area. And I sell them because of my profile. But that profile was built by the mind-numbingly hours I've spent on the phone saying, Jordan, it's Matt from McGrath. Would you like to sell your house? That's where it's come from. It hasn't come from the best listing presentation in the world or anything like that. The most skilled. If anything, I was the most shyest and anxious. But I was willing to pay that price. I could do that. I could knock on the door. I could ring. I could do all of that. I'm not David Beckham. I'm not pretending to be. But I have a decent profile in this country in real estate, in the industry, and that's why I'm saying to you, think about the corners. I'm like his dad saying, just do the corners. When he was 7 years old doing the corners, like he says it on the thing. He goes, I just hated it so much. I'd stand there for hours and my dad would go, another one, another one, another one. Tiger Woods, same thing. His dad made him putt endlessly.
The great part about that too is nobody talks to the dad. Like, could you imagine the dad being out there going for hours?
Yeah.
Another one, another one, another one. It's not even his career.
Same. Even with
He's
Logan,
doing it out of a love for his son.
Yeah, one of the best. He could see something in him. Like Jaxson said, I've got an eye, I can see straight through him. But I could see Logan. I could see Logan would become a pro surfer since he was 5 years old. And I gave up surfing for 3 years and wore flippers. And one guy came up to me in the middle of winter one day out. It was pretty big and I was out. Logan would have been 8 or 9 or something. He comes up and goes, mate, you need a trophy. And I'm like, why? He goes, you're out here in this freezing cold with flippers on, bobbing around, pushing your son on the waves. I did that for 3 years. I stopped surfing. I love surfing. You understand? So it's like, there's no accident. There's no all of a sudden you're going to become successful. Logan chose to throw it away. That's his choice. But I'm like, Jordan, just do this.
Whenever you do that, I think about, you said to me, do you want me to be your Olympic coach that says, mate, you're just the best, you got nothing to improve on, I'm just going to clap for you all the time, you just do whatever you need to do because you're just fantastic.
Yeah.
Or the one that's running beside you in the pool while you're swimming laps, yelling, swim faster, better strokes, push deeper, kick your legs harder.
Yeah. I want 100.
It's like sometimes we have talks and I'm like, my eyes well up, I'm like, my head's about to blow off. And I think about those conversations, I'm like, it is true. Like you've got to be patient with me, pushing me, and I've got to be able to digest it and move forward without taking it to heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you've got to execute.
Yeah.
And see it that's coming from a good place. It's different if you're dealing with some prick that's yelling at you all the time and just wants you to be a worker or something.
Yeah.
I genuinely want you to be more successful than me. At school, I've got in a million school things, and now they give all the kids all an award. Everyone gets a certificate.
Participation award, yeah.
Forget it. No. Make them strive for it. You know what I mean? So let's finish on this. But what's the personal design?
What's my personal design? Just happiness.
Happiness.
Yeah.
But what does that look like? You got to get clear, George.
Yeah.
We're clear on work.
Yeah. I'm really happy with where my family's at. Like, I've never really needed to work on that. It's always been good. I've always been present. I've always been there, whatever.
If anything, I use you guys to strive for my family because
Yeah.
you're a good example of that.
Well, it's just gone down the line from cookie to mum to us. It's just in our DNA. But then work, we know where that's at now. Financially, I think I need to understand how to spend my money better. That's probably what it is. It's not the income, it's where it goes and doing it properly, that I don't get caught later on with taxes and things like that. That's the bit that I'm going through now, but that will be fine. It'll be positioned, there'll be more properties. And then in personal, it's probably like, I don't know, just a balance probably doesn't exist, but just waking up and not feeling like
anxious.
Yeah.
That'll come. I think it'll come with a bit of stretch, and then we'll pull back a little bit. But you got to go through that to grow.
Well, you said it just then, but you when you're early in your career, you care so much about things. Because I was saying to you, I didn't sleep last night about this thing, and you said, well, it's not your fault. Like, it just is what it is. It popped up after. But I take it to heart. Like I was even thinking today driving over, I said, I'm just going to pay it. That's what I was thinking because I felt bad. But
for sure.
That comes with maturing too. Do you think? Like a bit of emotional intelligence?
You're on your way there. Like, you're doing extraordinarily well. So let's finish on, like, your future self. You're going to meet it at some point, and how you design it. Like, think about, not you, everyone listening to this, myself. That's why I get in here. I do the ice bars now. I do the fasted cardio. I do all these other things because I'm like, what's the fittest version of myself at 55 over the next few years? I'm going to meet him. You know, and I'm designing him vibrationally right now, but you've got to also put in the commitment side, the consistency side of things. And I think a lot of people sometimes want it, but then they're like, no, I'll go out and drink, and I'll go out and do, and that's fine. Like, do whatever you want to do. I ate a bag of chips yesterday, but these lentil chips, and I was eating it. And there's a really good thing about food, because I eat all whole foods now, but I was driving to Sydney, I was starving, and I was like, I'll get something. So I ate a protein ball, those round ones, and a lentil chip. A bag thing. And I'm thinking, Mick quite often says, if it can sit on the shelf longer than a few days, don't ever eat it. And it's so true. I'm eating it. I'm like, this could sit here for months. Like, and I'm looking at it and going, this is just a bit of cardboard, really, eating it. And I'm so sensitive now to my future self that I won't do that again.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just turn it into a fasting opportunity instead of...
You're so hard on yourself.
Yeah, but I won't do it again. But I'm serious about, I want a great holiday. Like, Tara wants to go to Fiji. When I say I want a great holiday, I want life to be like that. So a hard no is better than an easy yes. So I did an easy yes yesterday, like pull in, get a sugar-filled protein ball. Think about all the work I've put into my gut health. Like, my gut health is firing so hard now, like so hard. And I put a whole lot of this sugar ball in there and a whole lot of cardboard in a thing that could sit there for a few months. It's outside of what I should be doing. I think sometimes that's the problem. We want this holiday, but you don't just go, oh, what sort of air? I don't care. I'll just get there, whatever airline and whatever. Blah, blah. You don't do that. You go, I want to go here. I want this experience. I want this to be. This will be the outcome. So same as with us. So think about your future self. Is there things that you need to change? Do you need to get tougher on yourself? You said, I'm tough on myself. Yeah, I am, because I'm the only person I'm responsible for. But my example sometimes helps many. So I don't do it for that, but it also keeps me accountable. So when I'm on doing stories and stuff, I don't need people to see the oysters that I'm eating. I want people to think, like, is it worth eating a few oysters every morning?
Yeah.
If it means you're going to be healthier. And I see a lot of people, like, you know, younger than me, they're not feeling good. I get a lot of messages. So what is that going to take to change it? It's a few small changes over a long period of time literally can make you the most successful version of yourself ever. Sort of worth it.